So, today's video demonstration on what to do with a radiator valve when you're fitting it to a radiator. Now, as you can see, the radiator is already on the wall, so I'm assuming if you're wanting to change a radiator valve, then this is how you would do it, and obviously repipe if you need to. This is a new installation, so I've already fitted the radiator valve. It generally comes with two valves, so there'll be one on the other side and this one here. These just simply screw down like that and you can just lift them off, so it's best to leave that off for now. You get what's called a tail here and the actual valve there, so it's best to put that on first, the tail. Now, the various ways of sealing the threads up on these, you can use some PTFE, making sure you get it right way around. There's jointing compound and things like this, liquid PTFE. Now, on this occasion I've used liquid PTFE around there. It's gone into the thread there, and hopefully that will seal it, because that is the first time I've used it. So what we need to do is set up the pipe work, so we need to put an elbow on there and run a little bit of pipe up to the top there. So what we do is take a piece of pipe and we just offer it up like that and place a mark on the pipe where we would like to cut it. So obviously you need to make sure you have enough pipe for the fitting, so that's about right. Now, there is a bit of movement in that pipe, so we don't need to worry about getting this spot on at the moment. So then what we do is line this cutter up with the mark and just simply keep twisting till it comes off, and then what we'll do is give this pipe a bit of a clean like that. I'm just using a Scotch pad. You can use emery paper, wire wool. There are gadgets that do this now that attach to your drill. I don't have one, so I'm just going to put the elbow on what I call a dry fit, and then I'm going to take the valve back off, because I just need to line this up a bit better. Pop it in and just hold it somewhere so I can get a mark. So you can usually tell on the elbow, if you look at the ridge on the elbow when you're lining it up, you've got like a ridge there, so that's usually where you need to cut your pipe. Like I say, if you've got a bit of wiggle room you'll be alright, especially if it's your first attempt at this. Now, common myth is, do you actually need to be a gas safe plumber to do this? The answer to that is no, you don't, because you're not dealing with gas, so you are dealing with water in pipes, so it's not the same. However, if you want an heating engineer, so there's different types of plumbing, heating engineers, gas engineers and plumbers. Plumbers deal with water like me. So when you're doing radiators, changing valves and things like this, as long as you know how to balance the system and how to deal with the boiler on the outside, you'll be fine. However, you're not allowed to take the cover off a boiler or anything. That is illegal. So just a kind note there, don't mess about with stuff you don't know about. So yeah, once you've cleaned all these up, you can then give it some flux. Don't need a lot, just need enough on the pipe. Make sure it's spread about. So what I like to do is put the elbow on, or the fitting that you're using, give it a good twist so it spreads it, and do the same for the other piece of pipe. So that should be in the right place now. We can put that on if we need to, and just make sure that it's right. So there you go, that's how to line it all up. So that looks okay to me, so I'm going to take this back off for now. Now you can leave these attached if you wish. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take that off and then light my blow torch. I don't have one of those automatic ones. So if you make a hook with your solder wire, you'll be able to direct the solder better. Let the pipe get hot. It's around 40 seconds with this blow lamp. I tend to move from joint as well just to get it an even heat. So I can see that bubbling up a little bit now, so I'm going to hit it with a solder. It's already melted, and there you go, it's gone round. Just to make sure it goes round nice and neat, like so. So what you can do then, this brush has gone a bit naff, so I'm just going to hit it with a bit more flux. What this will do is clean the pipe up. You can see how it starts going back to its coppery original colour by doing that. It also helps the solder and everything take better. And then when you've done that, you just take a damp cloth and cool it down completely. And obviously give it a good clean while you're doing that. What you want to do is expose the copper pipe so it's nice and coppery. So back in with the Scotch pad, and you get a nice clean finish to your pipe. So that's basically the principle of soldering your elbow on so it's in the right place. The next thing we need to do is attach the valve, obviously. So this is a bit of jointed compound. I'm just going to put a little bit on the olive there. First thing I'm going to do is take my nut off and then just like that drop down. The olive's already in there, by the way, so there you can see the olive. So we're just going to attach this there. And then do the same here a little bit. You can buy a paste to do this, and so I use this jointed compound because it's actually the same stuff. There's actually no difference in it at all. So we're just going to run that up like that, and then put a bit more on the olive. You don't need a lot. I mean, you could put loads on if you wanted. And then we're just going to tighten that up. Just doing it finger tight for now. So with some pipe grips we're going to grip the valve. Now a couple of ways of doing this, because if you're not very confident I would put a towel around it or put some masking tape on it at least. And then with your spanner, when I find my spanner, that is, there you go. Now I have I think this fits this one No, this doesn't fit this. So I had a spanner that used to fit, that doesn't fit anymore. I've ordered some new ones. This is the thing as well with plumbing, is the size is changed. So you need to get, if you're using an adjustable one, you need to get the adjustment right. And you can give it a nip up by hand first, just to make sure nothing slips out of place. But then to give it a proper nip is to put pipe grips on. And just hold it in place so that you can like that. Important not to over tighten things at this stage. If it does leak after, you can give them a nip up. So the valve, you need to make sure it's on number 5 or the last number that's the highest, so the highest number, because that is when the valve is open. So you just push it down a little bit, and again these only need to be finger tight, so you want the number to the front somewhere, and it doesn't want to attach itself, but it will, trust me. You just got to get it to catch the thread. To start. Don't use your pipe grips on this bit. It literally only needs to be hand tight. I'm wearing rubber gloves. So once it's on, so that's closed and that's now open. They're not expensive valves these, so don't expect a lot with stuff like this. But there you go, that's how you get that on. The radiator will push that way a little bit if I need to. So next thing to do is do the other side.